The Let's Be Budz show is for adults 21 plus only. Content is for education and entertainment. We don't sell or promote cannabis. Please follow your local laws and consume responsibly. Opinions are our own. Keep all products away from children and pets.
Are you ready?
Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome. Joined each week, as usual, by our good friends, Emily, Russ, Josh.
I don't want to hear it, Rick. I don't want to hear it. We know how you feel about us. You don't even want to meet us in our meetings anymore, man.
Hey, that was in the green. We were talking about that in the green room, okay? Anyways, let's get back on track. We've got a great one for you tonight. We've got Heather joining us. Heather is a off-grid dweller, and we're going to learn all about her life pretty quick here. For the first hour, Josh will be kicking off the second hour with an update on his ecosystem. We'll be talking as well in the second hour about our community grow along. I'm really excited about that. This is the first week of the month, first Wednesday of the month. So Dirk will be joining us for a great duck race. Of course, the program is brought to you by Lost Coast Plant Therapy. I put that shit on everything. And OC Grower is our seed sponsor. So, Dave, who is going to be our lucky winner in this duck race tonight?
Oh, they're getting added to tonight's race. So let's check it out. Let's see who's going to be our last lucky duck of. It's actually been a long 2 months because we didn't do one last month. So
yeah,
good luck.
Yeah, good luck, everybody. Da 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 da.
I like that I'm seeing some new names up in there. Like that one right there. Fuck yeah, Derek the Truth.
Derek the Truth. That's a cool
I'm talking about.
Picture.
Nice. Yeah, they keep getting longer and longer.
Nice logo too. It looks like maybe a cacti. Is it?
Yeah. Oh, did you want to see that again? I'm sorry, buddy.
No.
Did you want to check it out?
I think that's what it was.
It looked like a succulent.
Well, it's gone. Sorry.
So, I guess as soon as you're ready, Dave, without any further ado, let's invite Heather to the show.
All right, right on. Let's go over there and do that, shall we?
Hello, Heather. How are you? Welcome to the show. Good
I'm
to see
good. That was a cute little montage you set up for me.
you.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
He's good at that.
Absolutely. So Heather, you're living in Michigan, and I'm curious how long you've been living off grid now.
Yeah, so I moved 4 years ago. In the middle of winter, around this time is when I actually settled in full time. 4 years ago, and I moved like from the city, like from the Ipsy Hood, and
Okay.
I know Ipsy. I used to live there, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
it's getting even more wild too.
Yeah, it was so at Little Detroit when I moved out of there, so I can only imagine what it looks like now.
Maybe you already answered my question, but I was curious, what was your inspiration to want to move out off grid?
It's hard to say because it stems from childhood, right? Where like every year we would go to Earth Day and get really riled up about saving the planet, and I wanted to finally live my values. I had been talking about it for 10 years. I got really into prepping and survivalist stuff after the 2008 crash. And I was thinking that it would be a lot faster than this kind of slow economic decline that we're experiencing.
Oh, come on. You know us, the American people. We love to just drag out torture.
I know. Suffer, and
Yeah.
changing, and starting fresh. So, I just wanted to be what I actually was talking, and
That's such a scary thing to commit to.
It was, but I was getting really sick in the city, so it wasn't as scary for me because the alternative was even more suffering, and I had hoped that freedom would come with it, but I never expected the amount of freedom that I got from detaching from anyone else's expectations, and I didn't realize like how much people were telling me what to do, and that included like redirecting my vision, right? Like, what do I want my world to look like, and as a representation of what I want the overall future for humanity to look like is what I'm trying to create, a small idea, starter point. Like, look what
you're showing that it's possible, though.
Yeah, and with nothing, like I don't really have funds. I don't have a lot of support. It's just me. I'm 130 pounds, and I'm chronically ill too. So there's all of these ways in which
there's a lot of obstacles that are already set up,
and ways I could convince myself to just stop and leave and go back.
So is that what you're talking about when you said you were getting sicker and sicker with living in the city?
Yeah. Yes. I had been from childhood experiencing undiagnosed mast cell activation, so like autoimmune stuff.
Yeah, I know all about that, baby.
Yeah. And so like asthma, eczema, anxiety, mental health issues, just overall chronic inflammation was something that I dealt with in childhood. And then I got the Lyme disease on top of that. And so I was undiagnosed Lyme for many years. And once I self-diagnosed myself with the Lyme disease and started treating it, that's when, things got complicated, but also better. I became like more sensitive, actually. Like I was so overloaded, and the chronic inflammation will keep you in a state where like your alarm systems are either going off all the time or not going off at all.
crush.
And so I didn't realize like how sensitive I actually was. And so like things like scents, things like EMF, things like other people's gnarly thoughts were actually like really affecting my soul from and causing me physical pain and like mental health crises that I don't experience out here at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
When you decided to make that switch, then what did you have to set up in order to do that? Did you just leave belongings? Did you sell a bunch of stuff? Did you store it away? Like, how did you prep to leave?
Okay, do you want my plan or what actually happened?
Yes, I do want to know.
I had a really nice plan where I was with a partner, teammate, we kind of like sought out the place together, and so I thought I had someone that would kind of not only like contribute to the finances but also contribute to the physical labor. And so that kind of helped me say yes to moving somewhere new and doing something different. As a woman, like having a man around, especially here out in the bush, like that feels really nice, So, I'm probably one of the only, like the ratio out here for like in my neighborhood, it's sparse, but there's actually more women out here than men because I throw off the ratio because most people have partners.
Gotcha.
You can't, it's really hard to do it alone, and it's mostly men. So anyways, back to how I had plans. I had the Ipsy house still, and I had planned to make it into an Airbnb that was going to fund this project out here. My friend was going to run it, and then I got a squatter in there.
God damn.
Yeah, and so when I got back to it was fully furnished, ready for Airbnb. When I got back to it, it was empty, and
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so I just sold it and used the money to fund projects here. But I had kind of expected to have like some ability to focus my time and energy here on the land rather than focusing on paying the bills,
Yeah.
And that helped a lot because I think that if I had thought like I'm gonna have to find a job too while I'm out here, that would have been really hard for me to take the step because there's no jobs out here. There's not opportunity for work really. I mean, even like it's slowing down, right? Because Kalkaska used to be like a like weed growing town. It still kind of is, but the jobs are getting sparser, and a lot of them are like bud tender jobs, and I'm not really trying to do that. So, like I think that if I would do things a lot differently next time.
Yeah.
If I were to do it again, I think I would start out with like a bigger chunk of money. I would start out with like some funds to build some systems like right away. Because I didn't, I came and I was like, this is so much fun. And then other people would come and be like, this is torturous. You just get used to whatever. I just get used to whatever environment I'm in. And then, I'm comfortable. I'm chilling. I'm vibing. I'm in the moss. I'm in the river. I'm building shit. Like I could care less, but there's bills still,
There got to be something to just be in the moment. It forces you to be in the moment, not lost in your mind and thoughts like that, because you got a task in front of you to do, and your nature too. So what better like view to be in than that? So I think that could be so helpful. Just that alone, I can't imagine.
Yeah, and I think that next time I don't think I would again go and try to do something so different, right? Like so different from the norm, without a community already existing. So I think that me like dropping into this area without like an existing community that could help support me, like that I can call if I'm in an emergency. You know, shit gets rough out here. Like I could literally die and no one would know. You know, like literally, like it would take a week for someone to come knock on my door. You know, and so like, it really would have been helpful for me to like, you know, have connections to farmers and you know, be able to have someone plow my driveway and that sort of thing. I've developed that over time. But it would have been nice to like drop into somewhere and have
especially the circumstance in which like you thought you would have somebody to be at least, you know, figure it out with you together and instead having to then find it all on your own. So that's
he left
to be able to not give up though.
Yeah, he left 2 weeks in and he was like covered in soot. Right. And I was like, this man is so done with me and whatever this is we're doing, you know, like he's gone. I already saw it. But that's okay. Like if you're not down, like, don't be here. Like, you're just gonna redirect my energy into like your disruptions because you can't hear your own thoughts, you know? And so like, I had said I was going to do it. I'm a very stubborn person, incredibly stubborn. And so I was at least going to try to do it on my own. And then, you know, I just got to, you know, each step, you know, like every day I like, you know, cry a little bit and then smoke a bowl and then keep going.
Get on it. Absolutely. No, I'm so sorry that you had to go through that and everything, but I admire it. I truly do. I know how hard it is to only have yourself to rely on, and it's a lot to get through, and to think that you have somebody, you know, to be able to help and everything, because that's going to make this goal, this dream, so much more tangible. And then again, to have that spirit, that drive to say, I'm gonna do it, you know, and to have that mental fortitude to say, you don't really have to. I can see it. It's okay. We don't have to. I'm still going to continue on, because a lot of people would give up and go back. You know, they would just go home and not pursue it, especially in the condition and everything just that you are or were in even at the time. Because I feel like at that time when you were just starting out, you probably weren't as healthy as you are now, as you've been able to heal and to grow and stuff. So to still commit to that is so admirable. Like, wow.
Yeah. And you know, there's weird advantages that my diseases have allotted me, right? Like, I have a lot of tools for pain, getting through pain, you know, like Lyme disease and mast cell taught me that. Like, maybe the mast cell even has me with like an incredible pain tolerance, and I don't even know. Like, I'm probably walking around with more pain than anybody ever.
Honestly, when you live with chronic illness, there's a different pain scale that you go by, because the regular 0 to 10 just doesn't make sense, because we're functioning on a 10. It is unbearable, but we've learned how to adapt through it, and our body has grown used to it. So regardless, our baseline, you know, could be at that 5 always. You know, we're always a bit uncomfortable and a bit in pain, but is it at that debilitating level yet? No, I guess not. So nobody wants to look at you and you know, say you need help, but really we're starting out at a place where we need help. How do we ask for it?
Right. You know, and everyone's like, why didn't you come to me? Like, you're a lot of times I don't come until I'm really fucked up, right? Like, I don't ask for help until I'm really fucked up. And I'm like, I try to ask for help, like, hey, I'm in pain, with a smile on my face, and like nobody fucking hears me, you know? Like, you have to like scream and yell and kind of kick your feet up, you know, because people don't understand.
Yeah, it's difficult. And at the same time, you can't do that every day. You can't, even though the pain is there and it might be just as bad as yesterday or worse than yesterday. You can't walk around just throwing a fit about it, even though you want to.
Well,
and you want to.
Who am I going to throw a fit? I yell at the trees a lot, you know, but
I think they can take it. I hear they're pretty they got some hard skin.
Yeah, they can. But also like, the emotional autonomy stuff too has been really unique, not expected at all. I you know, I'm a very independent person. I enjoy my alone time. I didn't realize how codependent I was, you know, like how much I was relying on other people. And there is a beauty in me feeling like I have to do everything on my own, because what it does is like, I'll have something fucked up happen out here, something will break down and I don't have the money to fix it or whatever, and I'll be like crying and boo-hooing, and I'll go to pick up the phone to call somebody. There's nobody to call. Like, and even if I did call somebody, like they'd have to schedule me in. Like, my friends are busy, like they got lives and families and stuff. They can't just like, hear me boo-hooing every other day. And so what that does is it has me sitting with my own emotions. And I had never done that before. I had always outsourced my, what do I do? How do I do it? Like I never asked myself those questions, and Daddy YouTube is very helpful. That's been really helpful for me.
Honestly.
Like call on Daddy YouTube to get me through. And if that, nothing's ever really a problem, even because if I can get through the emotions of something like that you get to the problem solving aspect of everything. If you're not like focused on the like loop in your mind of
that has to be just a brick fucking wall. How the fuck do you get past those emotions first? Because I face plant every time and it takes me out. And I have to pick myself up and I got to figure my shit out. But that first initial, like when you hit that wall, when you have to experience something and figure it out for yourself, or just handle something that you weren't exactly prepared for, fuck. Like that is so difficult. I understand what you mean about having to sit with it. And it's so hard when you do come from a place where it's like, okay, well, let me get some help. Let me call somebody. Let me, any situation. And then to be sit there where you don't have that is, I mean, it gives you a different strength, like that you've had to build for it.
Well, and it's like if I were to call somebody, they would say, "Oh, I'm so afraid for you. Aren't you scared?" And it's like, then I have to explain to them that like I'm scared every damn day, and I do it I get up and I do it every day. Like people can't handle the amount of it. I don't call it stress, right? Because it's like, my body processes it different, but other people, it would stress them out to even look at me, and what I'm doing. And I'm like, actually, I don't really need help. I just need you to listen to me. And they,
I just wonder how, like, and I don't mean to pry or anything like that, so please, but how did you grow up? What kind of a family situation?
It definitely shaped me.
Okay.
And honestly,
that says enough. That says enough of it for me to understand. And it's just, I think that has a lot to do with it. I think, unfortunately, our bodies are placed into a situation of stress and trauma at such a young age where we physically do not know how to endure it or handle it or process it. And our body has to find a way to take it in and do something with it, because it is literally being forced at you and to you. And so then you grow that way. You grow in this situation of turmoil always. And now guess what? Here I am, a grown-ass adult. And my body doesn't know how to respond to anything because it just freaks out. And even if my mind is there and I can say, hey, Emily, what's going on right now? My body, for some reason, has gone into full panic mode. And it's such a
and as women, I mean, we're basically living like we're getting chased by cheetahs, like that's the amount of threat that we live in all day long. And you like add off-grid living alone to the situation, and it's really amplified. So I think that having the skill set, for me at least, having the skill set of like getting through that fear and not having to rely on somebody else. I don't think a lot of women get that opportunity, like they're so like women are so inundated with responsibilities.
I love that you called it an opportunity.
Yeah,
because I think that's so many people would look at that, or so many women would look at that and say like, oh gosh, you have to do it all by yourself. Like, I'm so lucky that I don't have to. No, well, I'm so lucky that I know that I can.
Yeah, but like 2 years ago, I would have been like, I'm so desperate. I need your help. Please come help me. Like it took time.
Yeah.
Land here, having that skill set, you know, and I think a lot of like relational gut punches put me in the position to develop that more than I would have wanted to. So it wasn't a choice, but it definitely, now looking back on it, I'm so glad because like I don't know how to explain it, but you know, being able to get through anything, you know, knowing that you can get through anything, there is an ease to that like the like 40 years of anxiety that I carried with me, you know, like there's a shift that happened that allows me to experience all life with a little less fucks.
I love that. I really love that. I understand. Yeah, I completely understand what you mean. I'm enjoying talking to you so much. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad we're having this conversation.
I bet cannabis helps a lot with that too. That's what cannabis magic power is for me. It just makes me not really give a fuck too much about what I was given too much of a fuck about.
Yeah, she's a magical plant that has carried me through. You know, if I didn't have her with me, I wouldn't be here. She helps me get through pain and emotionally regulate in ways that no other medicine has been able to do. And thank you, you know, for all of the help. And you know, when it comes to stuff out here, everyone's like, oh, like you do so much, like you've gotten so much done. Like I take a lot of goddamn naps. You know, I'm like, okay, I finally have the energy. Like I drank my fucking coffee. I'll go do like 30 minutes to an hour of physical labor and then come back, sit on the couch and smoke a bowl.
I love it.
Cup of coffee. It is literally start stop. I am not at this all day long. I am listening to my body every single moment. And even like things like stubbing my toe, like if I you know, bump myself or nick myself in any way, I'll stop and I'll say, okay, my mind isn't here. I'm disconnected from the mission. I'm disconnected from my body. I'm going to hurt myself if I don't take a break.
So you take that as like a warning, like a little warning sign. Like if you bump into
I've only gotten hurt once this whole time. I had like a log drop on me once and that was it.
That's really interesting. I never thought to look at it that way because like, yeah, a lot of times like just dealing with my own like walking around and stuff, I'll have like instability, you know, and just keep pushing through. Whereas you're saying, you're like, no, I'm going to recognize that and I'm going to listen to that and I'm going to take the break before I stumble and fall. And I think that's really.
Yeah, because there's no one to catch me if I stumble and fall.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only one that'll catch me. And I'm like, I'm catching it before it happens because I have that intuitive knowing to me. You know, thank God, because there's a lot of ways I could get hurt out here. Yeah. Especially doing things alone and trying to do things alone. It's one thing to do things alone. It's another to try to do things alone and then not be successful, you know, because then you're like going to hurt yourself doing way too much.
Yeah.
And so I
planet then. How do you prioritize what needs to be done around there?
Oh, all but feels. I wake up in the morning and I say, what do I feel like doing today?
I love it.
There's a lot of things I ignore, and there's a lot of plans and lists that don't get attended to. You know, like I haven't thrown out my trash in a while. You know, like I don't have the money, but I also just like don't have the bandwidth to deal with it. And I can just like toss it out of my vision, you know, in the garage. in the garage and it's fine. You know,
There you
there's
go.
a lot of things that I ignored that other people would be like, I got to get that done. But, you know.
No, I agree completely. I mean, what is it going to do? Just sit there or sit in a landfill?
Now's the perfect time. It's still wintertime. Ain't nothing going to happen to it.
I know, but I was hoping to get a dumpster so that I could also put the 3 derelict trailers that I inherited. So when I bought the land, it has like 3 raccoon infested trailers.
Oh,
That sounds like your security system. What are you talking about?
I know, they're my friends. My critter
Now-
friends.
I do want to talk about the land that you have, because I know you've recently been a really big advocate and kind of standing your ground and lobbying against data centers that are trying to encroach upon land that you own, correct?
Yes, the land that I bought is in this very unique sort of like 80 acres in the middle of state land, public state Michigan land, and it means that I don't really have a lot of neighbors, and it's really rural, which is exactly what extractors, big polluters, big tech oligarchs are looking for. They're looking for land that already has oil and gas infrastructure, which is us, and then they're looking for sleepy neighbors, sleepy constituents
Who aren't going to be keeping an eye on the news and the issues that are being passed under.
Right. And so in a very unique way, because we had already been, and we, you know, I'm inserting myself into the Kalkaska, but I just started living here. But they had oil and gas extraction come in and do a boom and bust in the 80s. And there are hundreds of decommissioned or abandoned leaking and polluting oil and gas fracking wells, natural gas wells, all in the area. And when I was buying property here, it was it was hard for me to find a place that was in my price range that didn't have a well on it. You know, and if your land has a well on it, you don't own that well. The mineral rights are owned by a big company, and they can come in and do whatever they want, and you don't really have a say. So the data center stuff was not going to happen in our area because we had already been poisoned, right? And so like as soon as we heard, there was like a MLive article that said that there was like a public meeting happening, and then in four days, like the whole town showed up to like yell at Matt from this rock locker company, who, you know, said that it was the perfect location for a data center. And it was state hunting land. This is so pristine. This land is so beautiful. And if you look at my page, I have this, like, they wanted to put a data center here, you know. So I've been like taking videos of the pristine water and land and sort of like showing people what they were trying to
remove.
What they were trying to build a 1 gigawatt methane power plant.
Jesus.
Next to the North Country Trail, 1 mile from the North Country Trail. And the North Country Trail runs from all the way up from Minnesota, I think, all the way down to, I think, Kentucky or something. It's like the longest trail in the entire country. And they just wanted to like drop a 1,400 acre data center just right next to it.
Wow.
we were all like, what is the plan? Are you kidding me? And we all showed up in mass, which was really unique. I've done a lot of organizing in my life, especially in my younger years. My dad was an activist, and so like I did a lot of activist work that wasn't really fruitful, right? And in this case, just us showing up and saying no actually made a difference. And then it activated this like, oh, you can do that kind of vibe for the whole state and the whole country too, which I think was like not like I was like, in my mind, I was alone in the woods looking at this article saying, oh fuck no, they're not going to do that, you know. And I just got up out of my seat and went to the library and started yelling, right? Like, who would have thought that it would inspire all of these other people to go to data center meetings in their own towns? I never expected to even like, I was like, maybe I'll say something, you know, but I was like, I like, even people in the videos that I posted, they're like, would you shut up over top the video? And I was like, I was so riled up, I was blacked out, you know, I didn't know what I was saying.
How many of those did you go to? Was it just one that you went to where like it was in mass of people, or were there multiple?
Yeah, so there was the one at the library where he was coming to us with the community benefits package. And that was like they like went over capacity for fire, you know, so like we were crammed in there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then there was the second meeting that was way larger. There was more people there. A lot more people were showing opposition, but they didn't have public comment at that time.
Oh, that probably because of the turnout the first time. What fuck?
No, whatever he was thinking, he was very naive. If he was like, it'll be okay for me to just open up to public comment, and we were like, So he learned his lesson, and he's going to continue to learn his lesson, because in those meetings he presented himself as a environmentalist, the geologist environmentalist that cared about the community and was not trying to poison the neighbors. And he was going to put together this proposal that would keep the data center into a net zero facility, which meant that no poison was going to be released. Well, when you start digging into net zero stuff, the water still gets contaminated. They're still pulling it from the aquifer. They have to dump it somewhere. And then the net zero power plant, I was like, what emissions are going to be released from this 1 gigawatt power plant that's going to be, you know, right next to me? And he said none. He said 0. And I was like, that sounds like really great technology that I've never heard of. Let me go look into that, you know? Let me do my research, because that sounds like really innovative technology. And I looked, and it's like, no, it's still really pollutive. You know, it still is going to give off like tons of emissions. It's just going to be less, you know, but it doesn't have to even be there. Like, it doesn't have to even be there. And he was very confident about a public land option. You know, he pulled away from the private land option, which was really great for him to do. But he might come back with like, oh, I bought this plot of land. That's perfect. You know, he might do that. And so we're on him. And when we started digging into him, we got approached by other neighbors who have been dealing with a 2-year-long process of him reopening a decommissioned 80s oil and gas extraction operation. So he's been flaring the gas out of the well so that he can extract the oil. And that they stopped doing that the EPA said that it's too unsafe because it's usable gas. You could just ship it somewhere and you wouldn't have to release the emission.
They have this zero emission program though.
Yeah, and so he's talking about, oh, we care about the emissions of your community, and he's literally poisoning the neighbors as we were talking.
Yeah.
So we have a lot to talk about in terms of like where the community is going to hold Matt accountable to his word, because he said that he cared about us and that he wanted us to be safe. And so a lot of us are gathering to make sure that we're trying to get it shut down.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're trying to get oil and gas extractors nervous to come here because we'll slow everything down for you. I think that especially with the war, the beating of war drums that are happening, the price of oil and gas could skyrocket, and then it could actually be profitable for him to open up way more wells. Yeah, and so Matt was able to get the flare to a variance to do the flare because he was claiming economic hardship for his business. So he's proposing this like wildly
environment as long as you have a hardship. It's okay to just shit on the environment then.
I know. So his business must not be doing that well, and it must not be that profitable. So we're hoping to show that it actually is not profitable to come do oil and gas extraction in Kalkaska County anymore. Leave us the f- alone.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And I bet you're so proud. That's such an awesome and just powerful moment to be able to stand there with everybody and have that result. And so, you have been able to put your foot down about it. And so you do have, your land still. It's not being encroached upon yet. That did get squandered, correct?
The public land option got shut down in 1 week's time.
Nice. That's so sick. So, okay. So now that's actually the outdoor is where I kind of encountered you first online because I saw you harvesting some of your outdoor plants last year. So with your land and everything, what do you do on it in terms of self-sufficiency?
Yeah. So systems were sparse when I first got here. So I spent a lot of time, especially in the beginning, just like purchasing things that would help me stay comfortable. And I wasn't really focused on the permaculture aspect of the land. I had other things to think about. But the last 2 years especially, I've really been focused on building up the land because I wanted to do the layout of the land and the plans of the land in a slower way. I think a lot of people that my land is very wooded. Like it had been, clear cut in the early 2000s, and then basically derelict for 2 years before I bought it. So like I have a lot of trees, and it's very shadowy. Not a lot of light for growing plants, and I didn't want to just come and clear cut. I wanted to watch the land. I wanted to see where the water pooled. I wanted to see where the sun hit. I wanted to, see where the sun crossed over, depending on the season. I needed that information before I just started cutting down trees randomly,
Yeah, that's actually really smart to take into account. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times that I've looked at a house or somewhere, and I absolutely did not think to say, where does the sun rise from? Where could my garden go? Like, that's something that only very recently I've even thought to conceptualize on.
Yeah. And it wasn't really my choice either. It was like I could have chosen wherever the garden wanted to go and done that quickly if I wanted to, but I wanted the land to choose for me. And so that's been really nice. As I clear out tree after tree, and I'm not using heavy machinery on the land, and it's just me, cutting a tree and then breaking it down and dragging the logs myself. It is really slow work,
but it's respectful.
But then I'll break down a tree and then I'll leave the branches and build a hugel bed, right there. And so I'm making these little microclimates with the existing materials. And I think in the long run, I already have in some of these hugel beds that are made with pine. I realized that you could make hugel beds with pine. I just was like, well, these sticks don't have anywhere to go, and then these ferns don't have anywhere to go. These leaves, so I just kept adding, but I never really expected stuff to grow on them. But these pine, full of pine hugel beds are growing indigenous mushrooms even.
Well, I feel like all of the pine has so much, isn't that of just a ton of nitrogen deposit as it breaks down?
Yeah, but I heard that it kills the microbes, the antibacterial nature of the pine tar. It kills the microbes.
The pining itself.
Yeah, but after a couple of years, all of that pine tar is out of it. You know, like it loses the resin. You know. So
how long did it take you then to see the mushrooms growing from it? You had to wait till everything decomposed and then like from the pine side of it before you saw anything growing, or it started growing when the pine was fresh?
I would say it took 2 years to decompose and start growing, which is very fast.
Yeah, that's fast.
It's
a
really
lot of life.
Yeah, even like the bluet mushroom stuff. So like I have a darker area of land that's like right outside of my cabin. And so, you know, I take the rabbit litter and I don't really want to carry it too far because it's stinky. And I just like dump it in the garden. And then I dump the potash on top of it. And then I'm like throwing mushrooms out into it, you know, because I'm like eating the mushrooms and then just like tossing them out into the garden after I'm, you know.
What kind of rabbits do you have? Rabbits are some of the best for their poop and stuff because is it called a cold compost? You can just throw it straight out. You don't have to wait till it breaks down.
You can use it fresh out the tap.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like little fertilizer pellets, you know, just like it's really good. And so that only took me one season. So like I started it in the first season, and then in the second season I started seeing like 1 or 2, and now the whole yard flushes out. It's crazy.
Don't take long.
So do you have pet rabbits then?
Yeah, I have you want me to grab her?
Yes, please. We need the pet tax. We got to have it on here. I had a couple of rabbits a handful of years ago.
Right there.
Oh my gosh, it's a big one.
Oh my God.
That one. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
What is that?
Oh, he's a basic dog.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
huge rabbit.
her name is Shermie, and she's a meat rabbit rescue. She was rescued from me. I used to do meat rabbits, and it's just so cute. But she travels with me. You know, I do dog boarding as a job, and she'll like come with me to people's houses and stay with the dogs and stuff. She loves meeting dogs. Dogs aren't always they're actually usually afraid of her because she's so big. They don't know it.
Like, what is this? How much does she weigh? She's huge.
She was 12 pounds. She's lost some weight. She's 11 pounds now.
She weighs more than my cat. Oh my gosh.
I would just want to wrap her around my neck and carry her around like that.
She would love that. I've been like testing out different Bjorns, you know?
Oh yes. Does she actually sit in it? I saw this one lady who puts her cat in one and the cat just goes to sleep, and I'm like, I might try it.
Yeah. There's a couple of different options that she's liked and not liked, but
have you tried a ring sling? Put her in a ring sling.
No, I used to have like a side sling for her, and she.
You did? Yep. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. Her eyes, is she albino? Is that considered because they're like pink like that? Or is that just common?
That's the breed. It's a Californian breed. And New Zealand. She's like a mix between two meat rabbit breeds, and they just happen to have red eyes. And I think she says she likes it because she looks real mean.
Oh, I love it. That's hilarious. Oh my god. Do you have like other pets or anything like that are kept indoors, or is it just a lot of outdoor wildlife that you get to encounter?
Yeah, I find a lot of critters. I love critters so much, you know. But I've always been, you know, my dad used to tell the story about how I'd always bring critters home, like frogs and snakes and turtles and fish and all sorts of stuff. And I still have that inclination when I see a outdoor critter that I go towards it. I'm not.
Growing up, we had the house rule: if you catch it, you keep it. So.
I know.
So, yeah, we're out there. We're fishing.
Yeah, and I also like there's so many different unique things out here, right? Like northern Michigan is different than the city, right? But then I've also been encountering some unique things to this particular land, and one of those weird things is the gravedigger beetle. So,
What?
yeah, and so I do have those beetles called the carrion beetles, which are the beetles that'll like eat the flesh off of deer bones if you bury them.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I do have those beetles, and I do have bones that I leave out, and it's a symbiotic relationship. I feed them, they help me.
Yeah.
But there one year there was this gravedigger beetle. I have a snake, a pet snake that lives underneath the cabin. He comes out when I'm not around. Sometimes I see him, but I see evidence of him.
How big of a snake, or like how significant when you notice him? Like, what do you mean by this?
Sometimes
come up to the toilet.
Sometimes he pokes his head out. Sometimes I catch a glimpse. Yeah, but
I don't know if I could do that. I've had pet snakes before, but they were absolutely behind glass where I knew I was accepting it instantly.
It's a milk snake. They're milk snakes, so they're harmless.
Okay.
And they eat my mice that are in the garage, right?
Very nice. Yeah.
Whatever they're eating, I'm liking. But one of the snake had left a dead mouse on the driveway. Maybe coming back for later. I don't know. But
maybe doing a little cat duty and leaving some for you. And they're like, man, I see you working out here. Here's some dinner.
I know. And the gravedigger beetles were very happy because gravedigger beetles are rare beetles. And so I came up on this beetle that was eating a dead mouse.
Yeah, that's a bit frightening.
All right, cool beetle.
It was rolling the mouse over, grabbing the mouse and rolling the mouse over and moving.
How big of a beetle is this?
What?
How big of a beetle?
It's just
Like this.
It's like a big ass dung beetle.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. And what they were doing is finding a suitable place to bury it. So wherever they were, it wasn't suitable. So they moved it. And so for like 2 whole days.
Graves.
2 days.
They were like moving and then like eating and then moving and then sleeping and then moving. And I was filming it for this whole time. And then I'm like looking up, like, what is this beetle? It turns out it's like one of the rarest types of bugs in the area. Like almost nobody sees it and nobody films it. Like I think I have like some of the only footage in the world of this particular beetle. And I just
awesome.
Yeah. But
have you only seen them that one time, or are they pretty common in your area now that you've been able to identify it?
I've never seen them since, but I saw a lot of them that year, and they have these little like mites on their heads too. Okay. So like I was like getting like up close personal shots of them too. So like I have, I saw a lot of them that one year, but I haven't seen them since.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's super interesting. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So
and then
all your plants that you grow, are they all for yourself, or do you have patients here in Michigan as a caregiver?
No, I don't. I haven't had the capacity to grow for anyone other than myself in a really long time. You know how much work it is.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I understand completely. Now, what kind of strains do you go for that you grow for yourself? I'm going to be right back. I got to get more coffee. So
yeah, I don't know how to answer that question. Just because I'm not a connoisseur in that way. Like I never really have been. I'm a tag loser. Like a scheduled. Not a schedule follower. I use my intuition.
How are you growing it then? Like, are you using natural farming techniques?
Well, how do you select even what to grow? You just use seeds or clones?
So my friend Robbie, Myco Generative, he donated some plants to me last year.
Oh,
and he had lost the tags, so he didn't know what they were. But they're, he's really strain savvy, and so I knew that whatever he had was going to be dope. And I, that was the first year. Last year was the first year that I had the well pump really working, and so I finally had running water, and I was doing a lot of really great watering with like the shower pump hose and stuff, and then I got really lazy and I started dumping the water, and that's when the septoria came in. This land is just full of septoria, and I made it through with the KNF practices. You know, I was doing FPJ, I was doing the calcium, and that, I think that was it. There was one other thing that I was doing. You know, I wasn't even doing compost tea, and the plant was, you know, I was also doing electroculture, so like frequency stuff too. But it was like even through the septoria, which was very surprising.
Now, septoria, I don't exactly know what that is. I thought that meant seeds.
No, septoria is like a fungal infection on the plant, but it's from the soil. And
well, I'm glad I don't know what that is. Then.
So if you get it, it's a good idea not to plant in that same spot.
Oh, really?
Year. Yeah.
Can you clean it?
You can,
no.
You can try.
Well, I've been seeing, I can't remember who it was. I'm drawing a blank on the name, but one of the growers that I follow has been using yellow mustard greens, like growing yellow mustard underneath the plants and then chopping the greens onto the soil.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I'm planning on doing that this year because it's not like I'm not going to grow, you know, and it took all of my other plants too. Like all of my vegetable plants were suffering too. And I do think that like if I had done watering a different way, you know, maybe I could have prevented it. So no, I'm going to try.
Next time you're in town at the hardware store or something, look for wettable sulfur. It's wettable sulfur. It's a powder, and you could just mix it with some water and spray the whole area. And you can do that for 2-3 weeks in a row, and it will fuck up any fungus, and it stays around for a while. And that'll prep your soil before you even get around to planting it.
Yep. And so, and also, you know, again, like I'm an experimenter, right? Like I grew beets underneath the plant, right? And so like I don't really want to eradicate all the fungus, but but underneath my weed plants, hey.
That's what I mean.
At least in that area. Yeah, at least in that area where you're going to be setting up for your outdoor, you could prep.
Plus, it's just elemental sulfur, so your plants will be able to uptake that sulfur, and that's what it uses to make all the terps and everything anyway. So I think it's kind of a win-win.
Thank you. I appreciate that because it was stressing me out last year.
Now, with MCAS, there's actually, or the mast cell activation syndrome, what you consume in terms of cannabinoids can actually affect you. And there are white studies as well. THC will bind to the mast cells to help them with the granulation or the degranulation, whereas CBD will actually start triggering a mast cell activation.
So you want to stay away from CBD and stick with the high CBD cultivar.
Everybody is different, but personally for myself, I absolutely can tell if something has CBD in it because my airway starts to close up, which is crazy.
Yeah, that tracks for me too.
So that's definitely something. And so I've been trying to, you know, like take that into account when I'm, you know, consuming, when I'm purchasing, when I'm looking at things to grow for myself even.
Well, and for me, taking it account into my self-esteem, because for so many years I was stigmatized as like just a stupid stoner, you know, somebody that had an addiction and couldn't stop. And I'm like, do you understand how angry and mean I would be if I didn't have this? Like, you're so lucky I'm smoking a joint right now, you asshole, you know?
Lucky you're still alive.
No, knowing that it's a medicine and having people around me that validate that it's a medicine has really helped my view of myself. And I don't care so much about if people are judging me for it, you know.
That's something that I've struggled with, and that I'm hoping that I'm approaching the other side of it, because like for so long, like the way that I grew up was, you know, weed was so bad. Ew, gross. How dare you? You're wasting all our money. You're a bad person, you know, 'cause, you know. And so then I grow up and I'm like, let me look into this. Oh my God, it's actually helping me in multiple ways before I even knew in the ways that it was helping me, you know? So my eyes have been opened up to it. And it's like, I lost my train of thought there. I'm sorry. I got sidetracked.
You're investing in your health. And that's what society wasn't understanding, you know, like in the same way that somebody might do a juice cleanse, you know, like you're spending a chunk of money to make sure that you don't go crazy, or, you know, you don't die early, you know, and it's real. You're investing.
That's what you were saying.
That is, yeah, exactly. It changed my viewpoint. So like where I came from and how I viewed it. And now I have that unfortunate inner stigma where it's like, wow, you're such a drug addict. Wow, look at you needing this all the time. Wow, more. What am I teaching my children? Gross. And at the same time, if I had asthma, I would be taking my inhaler. You know, like I, just because I have to consume something, it doesn't mean I'm a bad person. And it's such.
It's like, let me think. I take a substance. It makes all of my symptoms from my disease go away, and there's no damage to myself. And then when that wears off, all my symptoms come back. Yeah. I don't know how else to define medicine, but that's too much medicine.
It's so hard to be able to validate that, considering, again, the stigma and everything that you're raised into, or that I've come from, you know, and that a lot of others that I know, you know, have seen it, and what they show you in school and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And they've made it seem like
brainwashing.
Yeah, it is absolutely brainwashing what they're doing, and really it's life-saving. And even if you just want to look at it as harm reduction, it still is like such an impactful tool to have and to use. And then you get to start teaching people how to grow it themselves. So not only are they regulating because they're consuming it, but now they're getting to put in their energy into cultivating it. And then they have input into what medicine they're consuming. And then guess what? They have complete autonomy in their self-care. Congratulations. Like, what the fuck?
And that's some of the medicine there, because you put all that energy into it and you get to enjoy that at the end. And it's going to be better than anything you buy on the fucking shelf.
So self-validating as well. Yeah. Like,
and you know, we are getting into the realm of understanding frequencies more. And there is a study that I saw where people tested the chemical components of a plant, and then they asked the plant to make medicine specifically for them, and then they walked away and came back later and tested the chemical components of the plant, and they were different. So plants actually listen to our frequencies and our asks. And when we spend time around plants and we interact our energies with the plant, they are making medicine specific for us, and they are doing it intentionally. And we are ignoring that is actually happening, but it is a real relationship that we're developing with the plant. And it's chemical.
Yeah, absolutely. It goes so far, even so when I first heard about that concept, it wasn't in terms of cannabis, but it was simply the soil and the food that was being grown, and the vitamins that were being produced in those foods. And it wasn't anything crazy, like all of a sudden it started producing something it never had before. But the levels began to increase based on the people that hands were in the soil. So they would test the people and understand what their, you know, deficiencies or whatever were. And then they would test what the plant levels were at. And then they would see at the end of it what those levels would increase. And sometimes certain plants for certain people would have 2 or 3 times the level, because, hey, that person that was tending to it is sufficiently deficient in it, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but like it's just, is deficient in it. enough that the plant recognized it and said, hey, I can fix this, I can help. And so I've always had that where I think, okay, awesome. So I started out consuming when I started to grow and stuff. I mean, to this day, the amount of time that I spend just in the plants, looking at them, talking to them, being around them, or just taking care of them and them taking care of me, in the same concept of being around them. It all is therapeutic. It all is helpful. And then I believe that the plant, I don't care. There's times that I've sobbed sitting with my plants. There's times where I've been so mad that I just had to walk in there and get away from everything else. And I guarantee you that plant took in my energy, helped me to regulate, obviously in the moment, because I walked back out of there. And then it not only did that, but it generated something in that plant, because then when I got to consume it, it's some of the best medicine I've ever had, and it's call me fucking biased because I grew it, but I can grow the best medicine for myself than anybody else has.
Well, the plant is biased towards you too. The
There you
plant
go.
is really loving you too,
Yeah. But I think that's absolutely, I think the more that people can be involved with their care and with their treatment and with their medicine and with what they consume, whether it's from, like choosing with our eyes what we consume and what we choose to take in online with everything like that, versus what you can educate yourself with versus what you can actually grow and eat and cultivate in terms of teas, foods, tinctures, salves, things like that. Another great thing, just for your reference with MCAS, is quercetin, which is a natural supplement of a medicine that you can get prescribed to help, called cromolyn sodium. And so you can make that from stinging nettle, which is something that I plan to grow this year so that I can learn how to, again, make medicine for myself, start to finish. I don't want to rely on pharmacies. Like, who knows what we're going to have in just a few years even. So I can't, it's so scary to think that like there's an issue that we have to rely on some outside source when there are ways that we can educate ourselves and create it ourselves, or in at least some ways that might be helpful.
And just having a patch of stinging nettle to be able to
walk in. Oh, please.
Yeah, because those needles actually brings the inflammation down.
Yeah, slap yourself.
That's what I want. Oh, I'm imagining it right now. I'm shoving these knees in there.
And I like that you said that too. And I would just want to make a point that it sounds like a big job, right? Like, I just want to know everything. I just want to like be able to take care of myself and if I have a problem, be able to figure it out. Yes. And also we need to have everybody working on their own unique skill sets. Like, I'm not going to want to do some of the things that you might want to do or get like real geeked about, but everybody has their own unique skill sets, and we don't have to carry it all ourselves. If we hold hands and rely on each other to develop skills that are helpful to the community, we can kind of like spread out that skill share to the whole
It's almost like it takes a village.
Yeah,
Tribe. It's a tribe.
Mm-hmm.
That green tribe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so just keep building your knowledge base, and know that you're going to be needed at some point in time, if not now, in the future for sure. And just keep making yourself more of a community asset every day, and that's the goal for me, at least. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, I do want to. So it's something that I've been working on that I'm not ready to take public, but let me talk about it publicly. But I want to help. I want to help, the medical cannabis system here in Michigan, because I'm a medical refugee. I moved here from Illinois because even though Illinois had a medical program, like Michigan's is just so much more accommodating and
allows you to grow more plants.
Yeah, exactly. It lets you take care of yourself in a lot stronger of a fashion. So I came here and just, I've been here more than a year now, and just the patient side, the research, the education, all of it is diminishing. And it breaks my heart because it's such a strong core set of Michiganja. Like, come on now. So it's something like, and to hear you say like, you there's not a lot of community out there. There's not a lot of people that you can reach out to. There's a few, or to hear you say, you're not able to really, you focus on growing for yourself, but your health and everything with that. And I just wonder, like, could you use somebody to help, grow plants for you? Because that's what it sounds like, is that you yourself could even use a caregiver or just somebody to have your back at times if you're not in the capacity to do it for yourself, so that you can make sure that you do have medicine and stuff. So personally, like, I'm trying to develop a way to connect patients and caregivers throughout Michigan, because I think that there should be an easier and more accessible way for people to get help in alternative manners. They shouldn't have to rely on what their insurance can cover or what they can afford or who has an opening, at what appointment 6 months from now. And so people need help.
And location based too, which is important. It's like there needs to be an easy way for a patient to log onto a webpage and say, I'm in this area, what caregiver is available for me? Because you're not allowed to advertise, and they put so much regulation up. Mm-hmm. It's because it's like they've almost forgotten about the whole point of this whole thing is the medicine, and they're getting in the way of it. So yeah, it's a really great way to fix the problem of connecting patients with caregivers.
Yeah. So I want to share that, and like, absolutely, if you need some plants, if you need clones or anything like that, I would love to be able to help you out and, get you some medicine that I know works for me personally. So I'm hoping that it would translate over. It sounds like we've got some similar issues and stuff, so hopefully it would help you. But yeah, if you need somebody out there, I would love to be able to find somebody and help get you connected if you need that.
Yeah. I over the year, in the beginning, I was like, yes, come help me. I'm so desperate. I need so much help. And I did. And I still do. Let me be real. I'm struggling. I need help. But I think it has to be the right person, mm-hmm. because I'm so triggering, because I challenge people to be their best selves.
As you should.
And I hold people to their word, especially here. I have to. And that can be really hard for people. So like, I am tired of being the bad guy, like I want to just have some really nice experiences where it's reciprocal. Like, somebody doesn't have this fantasy developed about who I am and who I'm going to be for them already before they drop in, and so for the right person, and especially with the Airbnb campground. So I do like a backwoods Airbnb campground that's going to pop off in the spring. I'm always looking for help, caretaking for that, and the survivalist aspect. I've been doing a lot of builds. I want to try to build a log cabin this year.
Okay, you're building it in the ground though, aren't you?
Oh, so the first project I did was the Zen Den hut. So that was like a platform with the moss roof and the wattle. So that was the first project I did, and then I started on the well house, which is like a log cabin in the ground.
Okay.
And so that one took a full year, and I kind of came back to it. And then I also did the outdoor kitchen, which is really cute. I have a pump with a battery and a gutter system that puts the water into the tank from the rain, and like a faucet actually turns on. So like, I'm really getting there, and I like building with the timber. First of all, it's really easy. You only need a few tools. You need a hammer, a chainsaw, a bark stripper, and nails and screws. And I built the hut for only $100. It cost me $100. I salvaged all of everything, and I got everything from just like a small section of the land, around the hut. So I think that's really unique, and I really like that aspect of the land, is like teaching people how to build with things that you would just find on the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. It's kind of like a deeper meaning to mend, don't spend.
Yeah. And the cabin is like 600 square feet. It's too big for me only. Like, it would have been okay for me as a couple, but like, I'm just knocking around in here heating this big space for nothing. So that's why I want to build the small log cabin, so that the larger cabin can be for more groups, or like having like larger Airbnb stays. And then I want like a small space for myself that I build with, Lincoln log style. And I have been saving up material and plotting and planning, but the courage hasn't come yet.
A lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of. Josh knows all about a lot of work. Oh my god.
Or the extra hands. You know, it really just takes one person being like, "Yeah, that sounds like a cool idea," and I'm like, "Hell yeah, hell yeah, brother, let's go."
Oh, I love it. So what's your plan then? Once the season starts warming up, is that when you're starting to tackle things, or are you out there doing things right now?
Yeah, I am. So I am here at the cabin on and off. I have a job where I leave and go stay at other people's houses and take care of their dogs.
Yeah.
And so I'm here at the cabin now and will be for a little bit. I like being here more than being away. Like if I had a job where I could focus here more, that would be really great, but not through the winter. Like it's so brutal. It's so brutal out here, you know, and I can't even get into my driveway and I'm just getting stuck and shit. So it's better for me to be away, and the real season is going to start in April, and I'm just going to hit the ground running, doing this campground and hopefully hosting groups. And I have a teepee that I had a handmade hemp teepee, like made by the one lady who makes hemp teepees in the whole country. And so like I want to put that up too. There's a lot of plans. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then you've got your own YouTube then, and you also have the Instagram. Do you document a lot of what you have on the YouTube? I wasn't sure you had one. I saw only messages.
So the Instagram is my real-time diary. I post on my Instagram all the time, and I have 7,000 posts, you know, and so I could lose my Instagram account at any time. I do a lot to not be put on the algorithm's radar, you know, like talking in code type stuff, but I'm not going to shut up. So there's a risk for me losing that. So go check it out now. Scroll back and see what Heather's been doing this whole time. It's a lot. But then also I have the YouTube playlists, which I think are really fun. You know, I have the Let Me Show You What I Did Today Off-Grid playlist, which shows all of the builds step by step. I filmed everything. And, you know, YouTube doesn't allow you to have music. And so I was working in silence for this whole I made a sacrifice for y'all to have the visuals, you know.
Yeah.
I hope that you go check it out. I think it's really cool. And then there's also like the informational playlist and the mushroom antics playlist. You know, I find a lot of mushrooms and I like pictures. So
that's frightening. Mushrooms. I want to forage for them, and I've definitely walked around and I found like the turkey tail is pretty common. That's one that I can identify right off bat.
I want to find a lion's mane. I still haven't yet to find a lion's mane.
I'd like to find a moral. I think that'd be cool. But also they're so intimidating. Like just to get near it and like want to look at it and explore it and touch it. And I'm like, I don't know what it is though.
Oh, they're calling you. That's what it is.
They're calling me. Oh, they want me to return to the soil so they can eat me.
Oh,
you got it.
Yeah, they're trying to suck you in so they can devour you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you are feeling scared of mushrooms, that is common, but it also, you have to remember, I'm a city girl. If you can do it, I can. If I can.
That's a good point. I like that. That's a good point.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, and I have the free mushroom handbook download on my website.
Cool.
So that has, I think, 6 different varieties and identification tools and tips to help you get more comfortable with the common varieties. You know, there's really only like 12 that people really are trying to fuck with. So if you can find those, get your eyes on them so that you don't forget what they look like. You know, it's one thing to like see it in a book, but like if you find it and you kind of like can get every angle and touch it, smell it. Like all those things are valuable to like making sure that the next time you see it, you're gonna know what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then pay attention what tree it's around too. That always helps.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's some cool ass shit.
I thought about growing them in Red and Becca did it, or Red Setter Farm had done it a few years ago. He got the logs and he drilled holes in them and sealed put in the microbe, or what is it, the mycology of it or something?
He put in the spores that were on the little
plugs
dolls that he sealed with wax. So.
Yeah, and then he sealed them. So I saw that and thought that'd be cool to figure out how to grow mushrooms.
Yeah, I have a couple of mushroom log patches that are of varying successes. You never know. It's like it could be the year. So
they're just gonna pop off.
Yeah, I know. Especially with the oyster mushrooms, they're so ravenous, right? Like they'll get in everywhere and just flush out until it eats up the rest of it, So that's what I'm hoping is that this year they'll just pop out.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Did we tell people that they have to type in this word up here on the screen? Free beans.
Nah, we just throw it up and hope to God they know what they're doing.
We have some people who keep their hands busy in the garden, though. They put us on as a background noise, which I appreciate it. Much love. Grows out there. But if you do want to get a chance at some free beans, feel free to hop on over to the Let's Be Buds chat and enter it in like you see it on the screen. No spaces. And that'll get your name picked for a drawing into our giveaway. And the beans tonight are going to be from OC Grower.
Then if your name is picked, you'll go into a race. And if you win the race, you win the beans.
And if you're on my Instagram page, you got to come over to YouTube.
Here, I'll put that link in there too. Click on that link. Come on over. Put the word in. Win something. That's going to grow into.
APM wants to know, are these Busher pole beans?
I'm sorry?
Baby tree beans.
Pole beans. You better hope you get pole position in the race.
That's right.
Hey, we got a few other.
Dirk's going to be here shortly, and we're going to run that race.
Oh, yeah, you get to meet Dirk, Heather. Oh, you're in for a treat. Also, shout out motherfucking Haas Farms. Just going to say he's doing the ice and eye roll tonight. He said if he wins, he wants to forward those beans to Heather. So if you would like some cool-ass genetics to have in your back pocket, better fucking vote for Haas. It's not
going to take a minute. I'm going to take 46 seconds. That's what it's going to take me because.
And something else we have to bring up tonight is the community grow along.
Sorry, Rick. I already had my finger on the button, brother.
Okay, well, you read my mind, didn't you? Because that's exactly what I wanted to bring up. So
I didn't realize that I didn't sign up yet. My bad, folks.
I didn't see your name. I thought maybe I don't know.
I didn't see your name.
And I'm like,
You left my name out of that.
Your name's not on the sign-up sheet. If you're not on that sign-up sheet,
where's the sign-up sheet at?
It's apparently in the Discord. Damn it, we have to follow the rules too.
Man,
Discord.
Yeah, here I'll put that in there as well. Hang on 1 second.
The strain we are doing for the grow off is going to be Serious Dank.
Serious Dank.
Serious.
I thought we had a day or so. Isn't there a day or two left on that to vote?
There's not going to be. Nobody is going to come in here and vote 87 times past what Serious Dank is already at.
Yeah,
it fucking wins.
Pretty wide margin as it is.
And hey, I know exactly what it's like, so you all are in for a treat, man.
Damn straight. I like
There's
it.
the Discord link. The Let's Be Budz section is at the very bottom of Seed Person's Discord.
Yep.
There's a sign up sheet. Just put your name in, and
questions in chat.
And there again, guys, we're just doing this for funsies. We just want to see what the community can grow when everybody's growing the same fucking plant. We want to see the variations, the differences.
Oh man, welcome to the Mr. Toad's Grow Along, where the plants matter and the points don't.
That's right. I do believe Seed Person set up a side challenge. Was it like the one nug or I forgot what it said.
I don't know. The Seed Person in chat, he can let us know.
Yeah.
For side bets and stuff.
I like what Heather just did. I want to do a dab too. So.
All right, I'm going to draw some names because I know Dirk's going to be here. So there's 38 in. Okay, I'll give you 10 seconds. Anybody wants in, put that free beans that you see on the screen, type it in chat, hit the enter button. Okay, that's it. I'm done.
Okay, so now on the grow along, and before I forget, and I know I won't, but I want to thank you, Heather. It's been a pleasure getting to know you more, and I'm looking forward to hearing about how things progress with you. Where was I going with? Oh, so yeah, a little further on the grow along. So the deadline for if you decide that you want to be part of the grow along will be next Wednesday. Okay, so by next Wednesday. Between now and then, Emily is putting together I'll let her do her dab there before she explains that part of it. But what we'll need is your address, of course. And congrats, J5. And we'll need your address. We want you to include some other information because who knows, you may be a lucky winner down the road again.
No, Rick wants a lot.
And yeah, so I need that information no later than next Wednesday, and so I can get all that information to Mr. Toad, and we'll get everything underway. This is available to everybody in the U.S. and Canada. So get those applications in, and yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I know the Discord is a little concerning to a lot of people because a lot of people don't know how to work it, but Seed Person is there to help anybody that needs it.
Sheldon, you motherfucking boss. I saw that profile picture, my guy. Thank you.
I missed it. I'm busy writing shit down.
I have no idea what it was, but I'm just glad he has one.
What the fuck is this? How does that work?
Sorry.
Okay, we're drawing you. You can't be in the race twice. Sorry, third eye. Nice try, though.
Oh, Skunk Ape, give me just a minute, babe. Give me just 1 minute. Once we get this screen up, I'm going to show that bad boy off.
Fat Freddy. Fat Freddy's got a couple races in the big race tonight.
Fat Freddy's another Michigander up north, not too far from Cascades, a little bit south of you.
Yeah.
Widespread.
Congrats, Widespread.
That's a cool name, but how do you not have a picture of a widespread trellis as your profile picture? You're looking down, man.
All right, taking two more, guys. Two more. Just because I ran out of paper.
And I just want to take a minute to thank chat, our community, and anybody else tuning in from the other sources that we are streaming to.
And especially Skunk Ape Glassworks.
Yeah, motherfucking.
Oh, man. Big shout out to Skunk Ape, dude.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Get in here right now. Let's see. Does it work that way? Fucking A. No, it's not fucking rigged. I didn't push no buttons. Y'all saw it.
Dave, you cheater, Dave.
That's what. Oh, I can hear him now. I can hear it now.
One step closer,
no,
buddy.
Seriously though, thank you, chat, for hanging out with us, having a great conversation and enjoying smoking a long session. I was telling Heather before the show, a community here is like one thing that we've got going on. We've got, set names that are here week after week that have been here from the beginning. They found us through our channel getting shut down, and we have new names coming on every week, and it's incredible to see it grow and to see chat always moving along, everybody kind of supporting everybody, and I just really appreciate it, y'all.
People appreciate real shows. These are real conversations.
Now, can I please get on the big screen here for a moment? I've got something I need to
Well, maybe.
She wants to go big.
So, I myself am going to be partaking on the learning venture of dry sift, and your girl needed some beautiful glass to smoke that dry sift out of. So I went to the none other than our very own Skunk Ape Glassworks, and I received this beautiful piece.
Look at that.
Nice.
Look at how fucking cool this is. Hold on, we're gonna get some light on her so you can really see these colors.
Yeah.
I like that orange.
The orange is
Oh, wait a minute.
beautiful, man.
What's that?
Go from there we go. There's some colors. Look at
Green.
how deep that is. Look at how saturated.
So
I like
deep,
what you
man.
said the other night. It
Nice.
reminds me of the Mystery Machine.
Absolutely does.
Fucker's badass.
It'll lay flat or sit flat on the table too.
Ab-
And not to mention, the fucker's heavy. The
It's a chunk.
fucker is
It's
just
a chunk.
stout,
Yeah.
man. It is.
So I am stoked. And then shout out though, because not only did he hook me up with a sick ass pipe, but he also sent us this one hitter here.
Check this
And look at this chunky boy. Talk about a badass fucking piece.
Mm.
That's made to drop out your pocket.
That one's a little bit dirty because I've already smoked through that one.
Yeah,
Right on.
I'm saving mine to smoke until I have processed my own dry sift. That is my little dopamine treat.
I did not save at all. I just went right at it, Skunky. Thank you. I appreciate you. I got your sticker on my wall downstairs in my grow room.
Looks
I love-
beautiful. The
love
holographic
stickers.
one is sick.
God, I love stickers.
I want to talk to you though, man. Look at this one. Can we make it just a little bit longer, like an inch or two longer, and send me a message if that's possible? Because I'm looking for one that I can smoke like this.
It's like a
Stuff it.
glass chillum kind of.
Yeah, I just want it a little bit longer, but I love the shape and everything of this. But we'll talk. We'll talk.
I love this perfect. It's like a cigar.
Yeah, you got a stogie right there, bro. Oh man, I really do appreciate everybody here though, because I mean, I wouldn't have a beautiful piece if it weren't for Skunk Ape up here in chat, hanging out and just being a part of everything. So it feels good to add another one to the collection. Feels good to have one of his pieces finally. So appreciate you, man.
Absolutely. Very nice.
Here, here, and without who am I kidding? I said I didn't want to try to sneak too much into the show, but just by saying that alone, I want to sneak more into the show. And so, if we have time, Dave, maybe if I know Josh has got some really cool stuff going on over at his new channel. So if we could maybe sneak that in, I don't know when, but.
Maybe next week,
And-
my friend. Yeah.
Next week. And you inspired
I
me
got-
to let
Two races
my-
I gotta run yet. I haven't even put this in.
Oh,
Is Dirk coming? You get a message from Dirk yet?
No, I didn't get a message, but
Oh, let me see what I
and he
can
might have forgotten.
see
Hey, I'm
what I
glad you got a hold of him though. I haven't been able to get a message back. I'm glad he's doing all right. You've been traveling.
We exchanged stuff on.
Pleasantries. You've exchanged pleasantries.
Say no more. I don't want to hear any more
On
about you
Monday.
guys changing stuff. Last time I saw Dirk was in at that conference in
Canada.
Vancouver.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Vancouver, yeah.
so cool. Such a fucking nice dude, man.
Rick is doing something. Is he going to close the stream?
I don't know what Rick's doing.
I'm sorry, I got sidetracked there. Breeder Steve has agreed to come on the show. So
Oh my gosh. Thank you for reminding me, Rick. What a sweet soul you are. So coming up, it was a great segue. Coming up, you guys, I do want to share. We can do this first if you want.
Talk through it. We're running low on time. I'm just
Oh, no,
trying
you're
to get
good.
everything in, and so talk through it.
Oh, you're good. Hell yeah. So, Bite Me Cannabis Club with Margaret. is going to be hosting an Ask Me Anything on April 2nd. And that is going to be, I believe it's a Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to double check. It is a Thursday. Yeah. So that's going to be at 8 o'clock Eastern starting over at the Bite Me Cannabis Club page. I'll get some more info for that and some links if you would like to join. We're going to have on myself, one of our community members named Monkey, as who's been pretty prominent throughout the community. Definitely a part of the like Percy's Grow Room and the Dr. MJ Coco. He's had Coco for Cannabis, handful of participations throughout there. Longtime grower. And then also we will have on Breeder Steve. So thank you for that segue, Rick. It sparked that there for me. But yeah, so it's going to be a really cool evening. I'm not sure exactly how long it's going to go for, if it's just an hour, if we're going to go on that 2-hour mark with it. But it starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. And basically, just come on and get some questions in. Across different topics. We've got different walks of life, obviously, between the three of us. So it'll be cool to see what's covered.
Right on.
All right, Rick. Ask your questions.
I'm slinging mud, Rick. I'm slinging mud.
I don't know if I had any questions. I just was curious about the update. I've always got questions, but I'm really looking forward to when you get to the point of putting in the pond liner and showing me exactly how that whole reservoir operates.
Yeah, we're getting there. It's we've got a little bit more concrete to do around that, and then the pond liner goes in. And
so
then
get the hold together. You're not trying to just give some structure. You're not really trying to waterproof that because you're going to put a liner in, right?
Yeah, correct. It doesn't need to be waterproof. It just needs to be stable. And, I'm just basically, I'm not like putting crete in between the rocks or like picking them back up and throwing it down and placing.
Yeah, I was noticing that.
Yeah, I'm just throwing it up in there and then smoothing it out and then making sure everything is stable. And then we could bring the pond liner in. And then more rock goes on top of the pond liner there.
Okay.
Then we bring in the pea gravel and then the sand, silt, and clay. I mean, it's a whole process. But
so you're going to do the turtles and fish again? You're going to do fish and turtles in the same spot?
Just fish this time.
Just fish. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to do probably fish that I catch out of the reservoir this time. So I'm trying to go like bluegill or sunfish or crappie or. I hear bluegill are pretty crazy, but work good for aquaponic systems. That's kind of what I'm going for here is a system that I can pull fish out of that'll reproduce, and we can get a full meal like protein and grow the vegetables all in one garden. And
I'd love to know if you're using a piece of cardboard to throw that on.
Oh, that's a trowel without a handle.
It's actually it's a garden trowel, like a garden hoe, like a little hand, garden, little garden hoe thing. And I broke the handle off of it, so it fits in my hand perfectly, and I can it's got that curve to it, so it fits up in the rocks nicely, and I can sling mud up in there nice and. So
that's just mud.
It's mason mix.
Okay.
Mason.
Okay. Yeah, I was like,
mud, but that's what if you're into the bricklaying, that's what they call it. But it's a mix. It's just a mason. It's a type S mason mix.
Wouldn't a grout bag work just as well?
I mean, this
kind
is
of like a piping bag, but it's made for grout. You just like I see guys when they make fireplaces, rocks on fireplaces. They just
isn't there that like corn husk stuff you can make that's like what they use on the outside of mudded houses?
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of ways you can probably do it. This is $5 a bag. Mm-hmm. I can just throw water in it, mix it up, the perfect mixture that I need, and then just start throwing it. And it's a mason mix. You use it for concrete block or rock or anything. It's just
hard
really
as like fucking concrete, man.
Oh yeah, it's really easy to work with because I can mix it to a level that I want. So I can make it a little looser, I can make it tighter. I can make it to where it'll fit that trowel. I can turn the trowel upside down and it won't fall off.
So is this as high as you're going right here? Or are you going all the way up to the one?
No, this is just the first layer. So this is just the first. This is where the pond liner will come in over top, and we'll lay the pond liner over top of that rock, and then we're going to bring more rock. That's what's just going to hold the pond liner in there, and then the whole pond liner just make like a pool basically.
Right.
And then we go from there. And then the pea gravel.
And then you said you're taking out some of the rock from your existing thing and kind of make a bridge there.
If you go to the next video, day of construction 5, day 5 is you'll see me removing a lot of that rock. I think it's the latest one. Yeah, that one there. Just go towards the end.
That's the one we were watching. You want to go to the end?
Yeah.
So okay, here you go.
Yeah, I'm knocking it out right here. So I'm knocking that out, and we're getting that down to a level which is about where I am right there. It's about where we are. And once I knock that out,
his dog's name is Tony Bark.
Tony Bark.
I don't know.
That's Johnny.
That's Johnny.
Johnny.
That's Johnny boy. But yeah.
Hey, did you get that other turtle yet? The one that you rescued?
Oh, that never came out.
It never came in the mail?
The what?
Didn't you get a turtle? Weren't you getting a turtle sent out to you?
Yeah, we got 2 turtles.
No, but weren't you getting a third one like you were rescuing?
Oh, yeah, it never got sent. Yep.
Aw.
Never seen it. Nope. So yeah, that's what we're doing now. We're knocking that down, and we're gonna stack those. So we're going different color from here on out. So from this point of that, where that digger's spot comes out right there, we're gonna go river rock and kind of mash them together and have them kind of come together and bridge them to where a digger can come in and out of both of those places there. And then, so it's kind of difficult to explain, but from the back side of that, we're going way up high. So we're just going to create a mountain on the back side. And on the back side of that wall will be where the water flow comes down and goes 1, 2. It's going to do a 3-tier system before it hits the creek.
That's
so 1, 2, 3, and then it'll hit the creek and flow through the creek back into the pond, and that will circulate the water that we need.
That'll aerate a lot more, eh?
Yeah, we get a lot more aeration. We're going to put a lot more. Some things are going to change. See, I learned a lot from the first bill we did. So now this is the second one I've done. So actually, this is going to be a whole lot better. A lot more changes that I wanted to make that can't be made, because it's concreted in. So now that I know what to do with the creek. I know how to build the creek. I know the exact amount of pitch I need in certain places to create that airflow that water flow that I need, and to create that air, because it's really important that I get more air. It's really important that I get more air into the water. So the more water I can get into the air, the better off I'm going to be.
And that's for the benefit of the plants as well as the fish. It benefits and turtles.
Everything. It benefits the microorganisms in the soil. Yeah. Everything's going to be being wicked up into the soil. So, it benefits the fish. It's going to benefit everything. Plants, the grasses that grows along the edge of the creek.
Yeah.
So it just benefits everything. The more air I can get into it.
It's really brave of you to put that on the second floor, man. Kudos.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Always on the second floor.
That's not in a basement?
No, it is. It is.
Just on slab of concrete. You'd be amazed how many people think that's in an apartment. Or that I'm renting. Like, oh man, I hope you're not renting.
How are you gonna
owe the landlord some money.
That's going to be really nice, though, to be able to grow indoor throughout the winter, cultivate your own food in such a organic setup, if you will.
Yeah, that's the plan. So it's all in the horizontal soil system. So if you don't understand what the horizons, like in nature, if you can just Google soil horizons, and you'll see that, we start at bedrock and then we go up from there. So basically I'm just creating, the pond liner is just creating a reservoir. So that in the concrete floor is picture bedrock. So now it's just all about creating like a bigger boulder, and then like the pea gravel, and then the sand, silt, and clays. And all this is done in layers until we get up to the soil. So water can go through that soil and then into the sand and the clays and the silts down into that rock layer, but it separates the soil from that water. So as long as we can separate soil from water, we can avoid the swamp, we can avoid all the bad biology. And you were talking about septoria and like how bad it is out there. Well, labs, I know I talk about this a lot, but lactic acid bacteria is like one of the best things in the world. And you can make it for free.
Yeah, that's what
everything.
That's what I had been missing. The one that I had been missing that I said I forgot which one I did. I also do labs.
Yeah, it's great.
I think
it's great stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and I drink it too, So.
Well, I just made some super labs. Let me see if you can get. Well, it's actually blue. If you can.
Whoa.
Get it.
Yeah.
That. Let me see here.
Whoa.
See how blue it is.
Yeah.
It should get bluer, but it's not quite done. It's going to take about 4 or 5 days, and this will get like crystal clear, and it'll be blue, shiny blue. And this comes from all we did differently is add an algae, spirulina algae.
I was gonna say that was my very first off-grid survivalist project. Was spirulina tank was gonna feed me for the rest of my life, one tank.
Well, it's great stuff because it adds so much diversity, and it adds a lot of different things to the rice water and to the milk, and then you mix these things together, and it just creates this beautiful, glowing, it almost glows. It really does. It almost fucking glows in the dark.
Yeah, spirulina are really cool, and they're a superfood and a chelator. So if you have heavy metals in your system, it'll pull them right on out.
Exactly. It'll do the same thing in the soil too. It'll attach itself to these heavy metals in the soil. It does a lot of different things. You can put that directly in the soil, like whoosh, right around your plants, and that will take care of your septoria. You can spray it on the plant. Do like 5 milliliter to a gallon.
It's been calling.
And it will eat that septoria right clean off. I mean, it'll prevent septoria, and then it'll prevent the spores in the soil. Looking at it under a microscope, it's crazy. I mean, it's some good shit.
I got one round of harvesting, and then it got contaminated, and I could never. I'm not on a scheduled type person, and it looks like you created a mini ecosystem in your basement.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not on. I'm the same as you. Like when you were talking, I'm like I don't do shit. Like that was the whole purpose of building something like this. Is that it takes care of itself. All I have to do is steward the thing. You know what I mean? So most of the time, I'm just hanging out in there, just doing whatever, just walking around. That's my problem. Like I fuck with it too much. Like it does its best when I don't fuck with it, but I have to fuck with it.
That's what I do.
That's what I do. That's why I built it. Was because that's why I was bored. Like I got bored with just a pot. Or,
it looks like a train set or like model building. Like if you were into that stuff, it's like a new version of that.
Well, I was in aquariums, and it came from just shows like this. Really, I mean, to be honest with you, people just sharing their knowledge on shows just like this.
And you're working with what you got, you know?
Yeah, I'm working with what I had. And then I just happened to put everything together, and I had the resources to do it here on my property because I have the fresh water. I have the sand, the silt, the clay on the creek's edge that I can harvest. You know, I have all these things. And I was just like, you know what? I could build something that replicates nature and do it indoors and have my aquarium. And I'd learned about soil horizons and how to build them, and then how you can build a pond outside. And I was like, well, shit, you can just build a box inside that holds, because they use pond liners outside too. You know, they dig a hole, put a pond liner in, fill it up. Well, I'm basically doing the same thing, but I'm just using the horizontal system to separate the soil from the water.
Mm-hmm.
And nature does that with the sand and the silt and the clay and the rock. And
it reminds me of one of my favorite documentaries called The Secret Life of Plants, which is like this 70s obscure documentary about plant consciousness. But they have this one segment where the plants control the greenhouse. Like they open the windows and water themselves, and like there's no human interaction with it at all. They're like completely self-sustaining by like electrodes, you know, and frequencies. They like turn on and off the lights and stuff. You know, it's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, plants are crazy. I mean, the whole you know, plants are awesome, but they're not as awesome until you get them in the whole system. Like you can put them in a pot, and, you know, but they're not that great. Like when you put them in a system like nature, and then give them access to everything, and let them have the ability to send those signals and grab those microwaves and that magnetic field
and make their own decisions, you know?
Yeah. You know, all these things come into play. But in a system like what I have here, all I'm missing is like I want to cut the roof off and get the sun in here, like put skylight in, and then put
that just defeats the point of it. Yeah.
We'll put copper rods down and attach it down to the, you know, to the real bedrock in the ground, and run electrodes all the way up through it. And well, I don't really want. It's not a greenhouse, so to speak. I just want skylights. I like where I can like pull them open if I want to, and get some sunlight down in there, and get those UVA and that real sunlight, you know, that I'm missing.
Yeah,
that's
why I don't like doing indoor grows either, because I really cannot do without the sun. Like I will go crazy if I don't have access to sunlight. And you can I love staying in the grow room. Like why I built it, why wouldn't I chill out in there, you know, just hang out there, sleep in there, you know?
That's why I like to do both. I like to grow outside, inside, or when I can grow outside, you know, but a lot of people can't grow outside all the time, you know. Most of us can't, you know.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's what I built the whole thing for. And really, it's becoming an experiment. Like I love being able to like see what happens and how fast the sand and the silt and the clay can actually be turned into soil. The worms, it's pretty crazy how fast it happens, man. It's just I thought it would take years. It's taking it takes months.
That's really cool.
So, Dave, I think it's safe to assume that Dirk maybe forgot about us. So
that's all right. Let's give him a shout out anyway, and we're going to run the race.
Holy cannoli! Look at all of these damn ducks.
That's a lot. Oh, shit.
That's fun.
Big shout out to Dirk.
Damn duck.
Rick Ramos, right in the front. I just want to take a moment to shout that man out, Rick Ramos. You were a game changer in our donations in our chatathon that we hosted. I think it was 2 years ago. I think it was our second chatathon. Yep. But you were super cool. Big donation, and just that love from the community is awesome. You guys, everybody who contributes, every month and everything. I'm so glad that we're able to give back to you guys for helping us as well. So thank you for doing this. Everything that's contributed gets donated to the Last Prisoner Project. And we're super big advocates for them. We want to help support, get our brothers and sisters out of prison, because why the fuck should anybody be in jail or in prison for a plant that obviously is clearly medicine, that helps us out every day, that we get to enjoy, that people make fucking millions off of now in the commercial side of things. So all of these donations, they do go to help out those prisoners locked up, getting advocates, getting connections to appeal, as well as getting reintegration opportunities. So thank you guys for everybody helping out.
Here comes Flower Fallon.
Ooh, Flower Fallon, long-time supporter right here. Look at everybody in the front right there was Flower Fallon. That's fucking amazing.
The Flower Fallon dressed like Rick won.
He was styling. He was styling.
Bark Dog said he should have been in there. I will double check, my friend.
What
that is awesome. Shout
Bark
out,
Dog said he should have been in that race, but we do have another race. That wasn't the race. That was the Lost Coast Plant Therapy race, buddy. But I don't see his name in this race either. So,
and I have your contact.
Lost Coast Plant Therapy Plant Protector.
We gotta be fast, Dave. We got 3 minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna be real quick here.
Protector.
Again, Heather, thank you so much for dropping by. It's really been a pleasure getting to know you.
Yeah, I'm having a blast. Thank you for having me.
All right, good luck, everybody.
Join us.
This is like a costume.
Oh my God! Whoever is the ketchup bottle.
Ketchup to ketchup, guys. You gotta ketchup to ketchup.
Widespread. Don't burn yourself out. Come on, Skunk Ape. You know better. You know better.
A turtle better win this son of a bitch. Run, turtle, run.
Freddy's cat. How's Freddy's cat not a cat? Cat is any 20.
All right, use it.
Turtle, stay in the back, turtle. Just sprint at the end. Sprint at the
end. The turtle's still going.
Okay, Flower Fallon, I've got your contact information. I'll be getting that over to Lost Coast Plant Therapy. Congratulate. Oh, I gotta make sure. Emily, can you please remind us what? Okay, I've got your shirt size as well, Flower Fallon, but can you please remind us what you're going to have everybody fill out on that form?
He's playing it forward to Bark Dog.
What's funny is that she's asking you to tell her what you needed on the form.
Did I not state before this meeting that was I supposed to have it done? And you said no. So I said, okay, then I won't consider it. So I don't fucking know what needs to go on that damn sheet right now.
Whoa.
It won't be aggressive.
Nowhere. Nice.
Nowhere.
Way to go.
Out of nowhere.
That is APM. Shout out APM up in
chat.
Like, actually, he's again this in chat, but
we're master.
All right, I got one more little bit of tidbit of information. Whoops. Shut my camera.
I'm sorry. I just want to say I need your contact information. Congratulations. I need your contact information. And let's see. What was I asking Emily?
We have 1 minute, Rick. What a great show.
Great show, everybody. Who's next? Steve. All right.
There you go.
There's something. There must be something in the wind there. We're closing in on the top of the hour here.
Closing.
We're right there.
It's closed.
Yeah, we are there.
Wait, is that who our person is next week?
That's our seed sponsor. I'm not sure who our guest is.
I don't know if we have a guest next week.
I don't know if we do. It might be a smoke.
We've got a show though, so we'll see you then. Thank
It
you
might
so
be.
much, Heather. It was so great chatting.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, great meeting you.
Yeah,
Right on.
same.
Other than that,
Much love, everybody,
stay sticky.
and keep growing.
Wednesday nights, the vibe is right. Uncle Rick's got the stories that light the night. Little E Bud by his side, they're ready to go. Spartan grown on the screen, putting on a show. Let's gather round, bring your favorite strain. Anything grows, let the good times reign. Live chat buzzing, the energy's high. With every giveaway, we reach for the sky. Let's be buds, oh it feels so